So back to where I was long before this all started. So I'm a reader. See, I remember that. And this summer I had a chance to meet a Canadian author named Wade Davis, who's kind of a guy who writes political stuff and stuff about the environment. He's an ethnobotanist. Super cool guy. Very much impressed with him. So I'm enjoying reading his books. But the reason I met him was that I, by accident, ended up driving a tour bus up in the Queen Charlotte Islands, which was not really what I was planning on doing. I had a bit of a nomadic year this year, and I went to New Mexico and really didn't like it. Didn't like the no water. You stole a bus
to get out, is that?
I don't like there's no water in New Mexico. So I decided I needed water, so I went all the way up to the Queen Charlotte Islands, which is now known as Haida Gwaii. That's the proper name. And went to the top of the island to a little town called Masset, and just for 2 weeks to suck up some water, because I was pretty dry after Santa Fe. And while I was up there, I got this job by accident. Sometimes those things happen. And I ended up working at an off-the-grid bakery making cinnamon buns. Yeah, with no electricity, no telephone for help, no running water. Water was a cistern up a hill with a big hose. And I was making like grandma-style cinnamon buns with a rolling pin about yay long. And my record was, in 45 minutes, I sold 8 dozen.
Wow.
They were still cooking in the oven.
That's amazing.
And so while I was up there, the Queen Charlotte's is an amazing, beautiful location. And Wade Davis came up to do a tour. And a friend of mine has a tour company. And so I have my license to drive a bus in real life and in fake life. So I got to drive the bus and tour them around, which was really awesome. And get to hang out, right? Because it was 2 days of hanging out in a small vehicle and seeing all the sights and scenes. So, yeah, that was not what my plan was for the summer, but it was a lot of fun making cinnamon buns. A lot. The 3 Rise, Tally will know that.
Was it like a tour bus with?
Well, it actually, truth be told, usually this bakery runs out of a bus.
Wow. All right.
But they had a cabin this year, so they pulled the kitchen out of the bus and put it in a cabin. Nice. But it wasn't any bigger than cooking in the bus. Sure. Thank God for me, because I couldn't stand up in the bus. I mean, I had a hard enough time standing up in the little kitchen, let alone in the bus. And so my best morning there really, truly was, so people would come up and find there was no accommodations because it's pretty small. And they would bail and sleep on the beach. And my place where I was baking was the only place with heat. So dirty, sandy surfers would show up, you know, that had slept in the sun. Or, I mean, in the sand. I mean, they're filthy, right? Mm-hmm. And I would feed them whatever I could find because they were pretty hungry, you could tell. And it was so great. So this one group of guys come in and there's some leftover food that I have to throw out, right, based on food safe and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I looked at them and I said, you guys are garbage guts, right? And they were like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, because you can have all these sausages because I have to throw them out. And they were like, sure. And they tried to pay me with money, but they had very little money. I think they managed to scrape up like $2, and I gave them each coffee and a cinnamon bun. And then they went surfing, and then, 5 or 6 hours, they came back with this little handful of dimes that they had searched through all their pants and clothes. Aww. And they said, oh, it's so nice that you gave us that, but we'll give you some money. And I was like, no, it's okay. Keep your dimes. It's okay. I had a good time feeding you. So that was a lot of fun. And it was cool to meet some of the interesting people that come up there to do the ethnobiology work, because it's so unique up there, because it's the rainforest, right?
Oh, wow.
So that was a lot of fun.
So mom to surfers
And nomads all alike.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a very nomadic year. Yes, yes.
Rock star.
Yeah, no kidding.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad that you do because I don't like at all.
You've delegated that.
Yeah, no, I'm
Have you?
happy. Yeah.
Just well, you know what? I didn't do it when I was young.
I'm very much of a homebody. And,
Right? I did. I, as I mentioned earlier, unfortunately had children in prior to 20, which is not recommended. Not recommended. So it's now my adolescence. And
That makes sense.
anybody who went to art school with me will know because I wore a superhero T-shirt every day. It has been the year of the superhero.
It has.
Don't worry, I have a Superman shirt I can wear tomorrow.
Well, I don't know if you've covered this already, but who is your favorite superhero?
My favorite superhero would have to be Wonder Woman because she has the best weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lasso of truth.
The truth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not that I like her costume and her hair. It's she has the best weapon.
Yes.
The lasso of truth is the ultimate,
Yeah.
in my opinion.